Now, if you don't already know, and I'm pretty sure that you do, a crossover is basically an elevated car or a hatchback. And if you didn't already know, and again, I'm pretty sure that you do, a Toyota Corolla Cross is essentially an elevated Toyota Corolla Altis. But here's the question. Would it have been better to keep shorter and lower to the ground like me? Or does the elevated chassis of the Cross also elevate its riding experience? Anyway, here it is. With its front headlight assembly looking sort of like a Fortuner and piercing blue eyes staring at you like it was Frank Sinatra ready to fly to the moon. Anyway, the front grille kind of looks like a Space Invader thing going on that's really in your face with a very nice pattern, I might add. You also get tiny little fog lamps found down below and, well, a very clean front, really. It's not the most cut or the most overly designed, and it's also a departure from the Corolla Altis that it's based on. It's much smoother and sets it apart quite nicely from the sedan. Open her up and you get to the pièce de résistance of this Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid, because it is a 1.8-liter hybrid engine that's made it to a CVT. Honestly, when you first open it and see the engine, you kind of hope and wish that it would actually sit up a little taller. Don't you dare say it, Earl. Don't you dare say it. Now, it's got 96 horses for the gasoline-powered engine alone, but combine it with the electric motor, you get 120 horses, and in total, you get 142 Newton-meters of torque. Now, to be honest with you, when you see it, you're kind of thinking like it's a bowl of ramen and it's like missing some noodles and some soup because it's so deep in here. But then you realize, like a good bowl of ramen, it's actually not the quantity, but the quality. Because in the city, in hellish traffic, you get about 16 kilometers per liter. So it's so far so good, right? On the highway, you sail past 23 kilometers per liter. But here's the odd thing. In the city, during Sunday traffic, you get 22 kilometers per liter. How? I absolutely adore the side profile of the Cross, simply because of these dents that can be found up front and also at the rear. They're clean, yet very shapely at the same time, much like its roofline. Oh, also, before we continue, I wanted to add that there are Easter eggs found all over the automobile. We've found 4 already in the form of tats, like this one. Now, we have found 4, like I mentioned, but if you find more, do let us know in the comments below. Now, the Cross also comes with repeaters on the side mirror, 18-inch wheels, and 50 series tires that sit above 161 millimeters of ground clearance. Now, I just have to admit that the rear is really not much to look at. It's rather plain. You've got your LED lights on either side. You've got your fog lamp found up here rather than down below. Black cladding is found down below. Really nothing spectacular, but at the very least, it is functional and it's not vanilla. There is one thing that gets me though. Although the Cross is good and centered, it's the Corolla sign that's kind of off to the side that it kind of gets my OCD. Sort of like a child that when he wears a cap to the side, or when like, Earl, sit up straight. Oh my God, I've become my mother. Open her up and you are looking at 440 liters of space, more obviously when you fold the second row. Now, there is a bit of a lip and the seats don't fold exactly flat, but that is very, very usable space. And it's got the height that goes with it. Don't say it, Earl. Don't you dare say it. Don't say it. I'ma kick you. I'ma kick you. Now, I gotta be honest with you, sitting in the back seat of the Cross, I gotta see there's good enough space here for 2.5 people, which means 2 normal-sized people and me. Wow, talking about steering into the skid. Anyway, the leg room is actually okay. The headroom much better, but really it's the elbow room that has a problem. So again, better for just 2.5 people at best. On top of that, you get a center armrest with 2 cup holders. You get ball holders / cup holders on either side, kind of in an elevated position. I actually like that. You have 2 air vents in the center and 2 charging points that are both 2.1 amperes. Very nice. Getting to the proper driving position inside the Cross is really not a problem thanks to the electronic seats. The dashboard is actually pretty nice. Good shaped, functional, simple, yet it works. And then there's also mood lighting all around, including even in here inside the cubbyhole. You also get a digital instrument cluster flanked by analog gauges. However, no tachometer on this guy. Instead, you get this power, eco, and charging indicator which tells you what's happening with the hybrid system. You also get this 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and it doubles, of course, as your reverse camera. You also get buttons on your steering wheel, a USB port for charging and connecting your phone, mode selector buttons that allow you to go into normal, eco, power, and even a dedicated button for EV mode. Dual zone automatic climate controls are actually a pretty good thing. Oh, and oddly enough, you don't get a manual parking brake or a parking brake button. Instead, you get a foot brake, found down below, which is kind of quirky considering the sedan version has an electronic parking brake. 200,000 subscribers and counting. We couldn't have done it without all of you. Thank you very much. But do help us reach our goal of 1 million subscribers. With your help, we're gonna do it. The Toyota Corolla Cross comes equipped with driver, front passenger, side, curtain shield, and driver knee airbags, ABS with EBD and brake assist, vehicle stability control with traction control, hill start assist control, emergency brake signal, Toyota vehicle security system, Toyota safety sense, which includes pre-collision system, automatic high beam, lane tracing assist with steering assist, lane departure alert, adaptive cruise control, and finally, ISOFIX tethers. Starting the Corolla Cross, pulling out of the parking lot is really a trip, because when you start it, the gasoline engine doesn't come on. It's the electric motor that first comes on. So it's absolutely quiet. There's absolutely no noise, which is actually perfect if you want to sneak out of the house without waking any of your neighbors up. So great for teenagers, bad for parents. Oh, very bad, very bad. The quietness extends to the driving. See, the tires on this guy are Michelin, and oh my goodness, paired with this car, it is absolutely amazing. When you start, the electric motor goes, so that's absolutely quiet. It's only when you put your foot down and when you really want to gain speed does the gasoline engine kick in. But even then, it's still absolutely quiet. Now, it's no Tesla, so the acceleration is actually proper. It's quiet. It's not redonkulous like a Tesla, as I said. And the other thing is, some people actually might complain that the CVT in this guy is a caveat. No, not really, because when you drive it, this thing, well, it's like butter on top of a pancake, a warm pancake. It just makes everything so much better. It really is a very wonderful experience to drive this Cross. It truly is. And yet another high point is the comfort, the ride comfort inside this automobile. Not just the NVH, but goodness, the suspension is actually great. Whether you're going over potholes or the uneven roads of EDSA, really, again, I say it a lot, but in this car, it's really not a problem whatsoever. And then the body roll. Yes, there is a little bit of body roll. Earl took it around as he does at speed, but when he was, it's not as if Jack was flying around inside the car. No, he was still very well planted. So really, overall, it does make for a great driving experience. Not just driving, but riding as well. And did I mention it's quiet? Oh my God, this thing is quiet. Unlike me, noisy as heck. And when you're driving also, there is the matter of you being able to relax because it's so easy to drive. In the sense that you can keep the radar's cruise control on and the lane keep assist. And you can just kick back and relax. Okay, wait. It's not a Tesla, but you catch my drift. And surprisingly, it handles really well, not just at speed, but in bumper-to-bumper traffic as well. So really, you've got a good car with an elevated chassis and great ride height. It just goes to show that taller is better. So that's it, really. It is an elevated experience. Sure, it's got a few bits here and there that sort of like stand out and seem out of place. But really, that's basically like me standing next to a PBA player. Or is it the other way around? Anyway, the Cross is really a great car. It's got a great platform to start on. It's got a great engine. The suspension's pretty good. And it's fuel efficient up the wazoo. And it's yours for 1,650,000 Philippine pesos. A bit pricey, yes, I agree. But check this out. Check out these two aspects. It's a hybrid and it's a Toyota. Those two aspects alone, that's future-proofing you cannot ignore.